the religions of the white man is profane. God said the religions of the damn Arabs are profane. God told us to come out here and let you know that.
That's right.
He told us to come out here and tell you straight. But he also came out here for us to tell you what is holy according to the word of God. Matter of fact, give me that real quick about what's holy. Romans 7. Romans chapter 7. So we can show the people of God what is holy according to the word of God. And not according to my own mind and my own thought. Read that real quick.
The book of Romans, chapter 7 and verse 12. Wherefore, the law is holy.
Read it again.
The book of Romans, chapter 7 and verse 12. Wherefore, the law is holy.
The law of God is holy. And as priests of God, we are out here to speak to you of that which is holy. We are out here to speak to you about God's law. Because ain't nobody else going to do it. Nobody else going to talk to you about the law of God. Read it again.
Verse 12. Wherefore, the law is holy. And the commandments holy.
And the commandments of God are holy. Read.
And just.
And what?
And good.
Go back to Ezekiel 44. Read 23 again.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 44, verse 23. And they shall teach my people.
We out here to teach the people of God. Read.
The difference between the holy and profane.
We out here to teach you the difference between the holy and the profane. And you know what puts a difference between that which is holy and that which is profane?
The priest.
The law of God. The commandments of God. That's what tells you what's holy. That's what tells you what is profane. Keep reading, priest.
And cause them to discern between the unclean and the clean.
We out here to teach you the difference between the clean and the unclean. Like a lot of our brothers and sisters out here, you don't know what's clean and unclean in terms of
dietary.
In terms of food.
When we get that.
And in terms of dietary law. Yeah, get that real quick.
All right. The book of Leviticus, chapter 11. I'm gonna start at 2.
Bring it out.
At verse 2.
Let's see Let's see what's clean to eat and what's unclean to eat according to the word of God. Read.
Speak unto the children of Israel.
Children of Israel are the people of God.
Right.
You so-called black and brown men. You are the children of Israel, whether you believe it or not. Read it again.
Speak unto the children of Israel, saying.
Say what?
These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are upon the earth.
God is giving you a dietary law. He's about to tell you what you can eat. He's about to tell you what you can't eat. Keep reading, priest.
Verse 3. Whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven footed, and cheweth the cud, among the beasts that shall ye eat.
You can eat anything that's cloven footed, that parts the hoof and chews the cud. It has to fit all three of those things right there, though. You know what I'm talking about? Keep reading, priest.
Verse 4. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat.
But nevertheless, here's what you cannot eat. This is unclean to you. Read.
Of them that cheweth the cud, or of them that divideth the hoof.
Read.
As the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof.
You can't eat the camel.
He is unclean unto you.
He's unclean to you. Read.
The coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof. He is unclean unto you.
Get to the swine.
Verse 7. And the swine, though he divideth the hoof, and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
You can't eat the swine. So-called black man, brown man, according to God, you can't be eating pig. You can't be eating pork. No pork chops, no chitlins, no pig feet.
No pork tenderloins.
Yeah, none of that. No pig neck. I don't know if they had that, but I'm pretty sure they do.
Chitlins,
can't be eating none
bacon.
of that. Go back to Ezekiel 44. That's just an example of putting a difference between the clean and the unclean. This is what we're out here to teach to our people, yo. We're out here to teach the law of God to our people. Because in the application of God, let me say it again. In the application of God's laws is success and prosperity.
Facts.
Read that real quick. Verse 24.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 44 and verse 23. And they shall teach my people the difference between the holy and the profane, and cause them to discern between the unclean and the clean.
We use the law to discern between the clean and the unclean, yo. We use the law to discern what is clean for us to eat and what is unclean for us to eat. That goes all throughout the law, yo. The law tells us how to deal with the dead. It tells you when you're unclean dealing with the dead. That's just one more example. Anyway, keep reading, priest.
Verse 24. And in controversy, they shall stand in judgment, and they shall judge it according to my judgment.
Yeah, the priest, the Israelite man, the black man, Hispanic man is supposed to be able to stand up and judge in his neighborhood, in his community. But you know what the problem is with that today? Negroes don't want to stand up and judge in their neighborhoods and in their communities, yo. Negroes are afraid to judge. Afraid to judge their own selves first and foremost, because before you can judge anybody else, you have to judge yourself first and foremost. Remember, Christ said, pull the beam out your eye, and then you can go pull the mote out the next man's eye. But the black man is afraid and refuses to judge himself first and foremost. So, obviously, he's not going to go and judge anything else. He's not going to go judge his brothers. He's not going to go judge the young men that's in the neighborhood banking. He's not going to go judge the young girls that are in the neighborhood hoeing out of control. That's not going to happen today. Matter of fact, give me that in Corinthians, yo. 1 Corinthians chapter 6. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 5. That's not going to happen today. Because the Israelite man is afraid to judge, nervous, scared, and just doesn't even want the responsibility of judging, yo. Read that real quick.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 5. Speak to your I speak to your shame.
I speak this to your shame. Read.
It is so that there is not a wise man among you. No, not one that shall be able to judge between his brothers.
This is a shame right here. I know you don't know it, but the truth is, it's a shame that we can't find one wise man among the children of Israel that's willing to come out and judge the matter between brothers. It's a shame we can't find one wise man that's willing to come out and judge the matter in their neighborhood. So we know if you ain't gonna judge in your neighborhood, we know you ain't gonna judge in your city. But read it again.
I speak to your shame. It is so that there is not a wise man among you. No, not one that should be able to judge between his brothers.
This is a shame right here. It's a shame that we can't find one wise man among the children of Israel that is willing and able to judge between controversies between brothers, yo. That's a goddamn shame. But it makes sense though, because we don't have any priests. We don't have any priests. Not anymore. No real priests at all. Today your priests are Cleflo Dollar, TD Jakes, and you know they ain't gonna judge nothing. They're not going to judge nothing. Unless, of course, it comes with television cameras and money. You know, clout. Then they'll judge on it. They'll jump on that thing real fast. Give me Sirach. Sirach, I think it's 45 in the last verse. They'll jump on that thing in a minute. Real talk. But our brothers, they don't want to stand up and judge and be the priest that God calls them to be. Read that real quick, priest.
The book of Sirach, chapter 45 and verse 26. God give you wisdom in your heart to judge his people in righteousness.
God has given us wisdom in our heart to judge his people in righteousness. You know what that wisdom is? His law. That wisdom is his commandments. That wisdom is in his judgments. The Lord has given us the wisdom to judge righteously among one another.
So basically his fear.
He gave us the wisdom to do this thing. Read it again.
God give you wisdom in your heart to judge his people in righteousness.
Read.
That their good things be not abolished.
You know, this is heavy right here.
Yeah, that's hard.
That's heavy as hell. The Bible is telling you that if we stood up and judged amongst one another, our good things, the good things that God has promised us, would have never been abolished. Never taken away. One of those good things is being above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Well, if we judge one another in our communities, God would put us above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Another one of those good things, being blessed in the city, blessed in the field. If we judge one another, we will be blessed in the city, blessed in the field. But you know, since we refuse to do that thing, since we refuse to hearken to the word of God, since we refuse to apply wisdom, like the bro brought out earlier today, brothers don't want wisdom. Since we refuse to apply wisdom, we don't get blessed in the city. We get the exact opposite. We get cursed in the city. We don't get blessed in the field. We get the exact opposite. We're cursed in the field. You know why? It's because we refuse to apply the wisdom of God.
Oh, we good. Okay.
It's because we refuse to apply the wisdom of God, yo. Read it again.
Verse 26. God give you wisdom in your heart to judge his people and righteousness, that their good things be not abolished, and that their glory may endure forever.
And that our glory may endure forever. Hey, since there's not one wise man that is able to stand up and judge, there is no glory for the so-called black man and brown man. Our glory didn't endure forever. You know why? Because there are no wise men that are willing to stand up and judge according to God's commandments. But once again, we are the priest of the Lord, Joe, and we out here to teach you God's commandments. Give me Exodus 20.